Hey everybody, I'm ZeldaMaster and welcome back to Epona Express. Now I know it's been a while since the last Epona Express video, let alone the last video in general, and I do really apologize for that. This is something I hate doing. I hate going on really long just hiatuses, especially with no notice, no updates, no presence altogether online. I kind of just, disappeared from the internet for a good month or so, and I did come back obviously for E3. That was something I live streamed and made a video on, but aside from that, I've been so MIA, especially since Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition came out, and even before that. I want to say this year altogether hasn't been the best year for me on YouTube, and yeah, that's something I do really want to change. I know Breath of the Wild came out, that's all done, and to me that was something that, I'll be honest, took a while for me to accept. I'll be honest, throughout the 5 years I was on YouTube, I've been hyping up this game. This has been the magnum opus of my channel in terms of LPs, games, everything. And after Breath of the Wild came out, and it's been over a year since its release, I feel like it's time to really just kind of move on and start a new chapter, and I've been in between starting that new chapter for, well, over half a year now. So yeah, it's time to change that. Breath of the Wild's over, the DLC's over. I still want to make Breath of the Wild videos, but I also want to kind of advance on with my channel, make other stuff that aren't just Let's Plays, move on to the other sort of videos I've been mentioning so long, from Zelda lore, the top 10s, theories, to just overall reviews, and just kind of my opinions on stuff. I just love making videos, and I think just being in this certain category for so long and feeling like I had to do it this way, kind of, just seemed like there was really no limit past it. I kind of reached a dead end, and it kind of gave me a creative block. And I'll be honest, that's why I haven't really felt the need to make so many videos, but I feel like it's time to get over that hump and just kind of move on, and kind of start a new chapter with ZeldaMaster and videos altogether. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean I'm done with LPs. I still love LPs. It's just I don't want it to be the center focus of my channel. I just want to kind of do new things, because I absolutely love making videos like my top 10s, and the video I made previously with all the changes in Super Smash Bros. Regarding The Legend of Zelda. I love editing, I love kind of changing things up, making things look nice, scripting, writing, this and that, but I feel like I need to get a overall just pattern down and kind of get to it, because overall this transition has been something I've been wanting to make on my channel for a really long time, and I feel like altogether it's been kind of holding me back in terms of videos. So yeah, hopefully this is it in terms of hiatuses and delays and stuff. I'm gonna finally get back to it. I feel like, though, even though I really want to branch out on non-LP videos, I need to finish my LPs. I owe you guys that at least. So hopefully starting from pretty much today, tomorrow, whenever, as soon as possible, I'm going to be getting out Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition non-stop until it's done. Once that's done, I'm probably going to resume Xenoblade 2 until it's done. Then Ocarina of Time Master Quest, Ocarina of Time 3D Master Quest. And I'm trying to think, is there any other LP? If there is, hopefully we'll look into it then. My point is, I'm just going to focus LP by LP, one by one, so I can really get them finished, and then that way we can kind of move on to new things. I don't want to really transition my channel yet, because I need to at least finish my current LPs, and I still have more LPs in the future, but I'm starting to think, instead of Let's Playing every single game I want to do on the channel, I'm going to start live streaming them. There's a lot of games I want to play. Really long RPGs, big games, fun games. But I feel like it'd just be more fun to play with you guys. I have more fun Let's Playing live than Let's Playing alone. It actually feels like a Let's Play when I can read your comments, get info, you just kind of talk to you guys while playing the game. So live streams is going to become a big focus on the channel coming up as well. Just overall, I'm just really excited to kind of just, take a step forward with videos, because I feel like I've just been making solely LPs for the past 5 years, and yeah, I've been wanting to change it. Granted, like I said, you've been seeing small videos that aren't those in between, but it's just not enough, and I feel like yeah, I've been just kind of holding myself back altogether. So yeah, again, I apologize for the delay, but I feel like maybe it was kind of necessary for me to finally feel like I need to take a step forward, and overall I want to treat YouTube a lot more seriously. For those who don't know, this is my main job, and not uploading for so long felt like I had nothing to, you know, work for it. It felt really like empty these past couple of weeks, so I'm really excited to get back into it and to take it in a different direction. So I hope you guys are excited for that. I hope you guys are excited for hopefully daily videos, consistent uploads, and overall a schedule. I'm not really going to make a schedule yet until we kind of finish the LPs I want to spam out, but once that's done, I expect a lot more. Anyways, yeah, that kind of does it for the update portion of this Epona Express video. I want to get into Discord Q&A. I want to get into my E3 thoughts and opinions as well later in this video. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it for this Epona Express. But overall, we'll hopefully do newer things and stuff within these videos. I just feel like last one was the room tour, which took up the majority. Now this one, I feel the need to at least update you guys on the situation instead of focus on something else. But hopefully within the next Epona Express, and we'll look into other sorts of things. Maybe especially, I want to start doing like mini challenges so people can do like a response to it and stuff like that. I'll get more into it later. Like overall, I have a cool idea for Epona Express, but hopefully that will be next week or the week after next week. We'll do Epona Express bi-weekly because I want to answer a lot of questions, and I don't want to do them every week. We're going to do them bi-weekly so I can have them build up in the Discord chat. So speaking of Discord chat questions, we're going to jump over to the Night Academy, check out the Epona Express tab, and read your questions. If you guys want to send me questions for next week, you know what to do. It's pretty much leaving questions in that Discord server that is linked in the description, the Night Academy. So let's go ahead and answer your guys' questions. Alright, so the first question comes from Violet Girl, and it asks, I was wondering when you were going to get back and finish your previous projects, the 2 Let's Races with Johnny and Matt, and the Breath of the Wild Pro Mode LP, and the Twilight Princess HD Hero Mode 3 Heart 1 with Ganondorf Amiibo. I feel like it's a good question to answer just because I mentioned everything that weren't any of those projects previously when I was updating you guys earlier in this video. And yeah, as for the Let's Races, hopefully the Let's Race with Matt, and I don't see the one mentioned with HMK, unless you're mentioning that. I'm assuming you mean the live stream. That's something I do want to actually continue, because I just want to play through Breath of the Wild again, just an excuse. But the Let's Race with both HMK and Matt in particular are going to hopefully come back later this weekend. I'm going to get in touch with them and immediately get back to making videos on those. So I'm really glad I answered this question, because those are also returning as soon as possible, and I'll upload them as frequently as I can record them. So look forward to those. In terms of the one with Johnny, I don't know if that will come now, but maybe in the future. We still don't know. It's been so long that I'm hoping we both have all the files. I was able to pull up the Let's Race template and all of that. So I do have like the old editing files. It's just the case, do we have our save files, which is pretty important for the Let's Race. But aside from that, the 3-heart Ganondorf Amiibo, that should hopefully resume soon as well. I want to play that again, but I just feel like we need to finish the current Let's Plays. So for now, current Let's Plays, current Let's Races, and once we're done with that, we'll look into finishing everything else, including the Twilight Princess and the Pro Mode. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. The next question comes from Just Another Parasite, and it asks, I want to know when the next Epona Express video comes out too. Now, does that answer it? Okay, anyways, the rest of the question is, so anyway, what's your absolute favorite item in The Legend of Zelda? And that answer would definitely have to be, this may seem a bit weird, but I'll be honest, the hookshot has to be like the coolest item in The Legend of Zelda in my opinion, because you can literally hookshot from one place to another, and to me that's always been awesome. And when I think of the hookshot, I think of The Legend of Zelda. I'm sure there's been other games, movies, concepts that have used grappling style hookshots and just other things, but I feel like Breath of the Wild sadly didn't have it. But the Legend of Zelda series, from Ocarina of Time, from A Link to the Past, from A Link Between Worlds, from, you know, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, even with the claw shots. Like, they're such a cool and unique item that I've always associated it with Zelda, and I've always just thought of it as such a badass, cool item. Something I would want. Like, Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, so being able to claw around like I'm webbing around like Spider-Man sounds freaking awesome. So definitely the hook shot / claw shot, you know, would have to be my favorite item within the series. The next question comes from Alpha Sapphire Haley, and it asks, what is your favorite weapon in Breath of the Wild? DLC counts too. Now, if I were to pick my favorite weapon, I'm assuming you're talking about only swords since that's the weapon category, but if you're talking about bows, I'm just gonna straight up say the Great Eagle Bow. That's my favorite bow. But as for the swords, if you watched my LP, since I was kind of giving my first reactions of the game, for the longest time, the Guardian Sword was my favorite. It was the Zelda version of the lightsaber. So badass with the Sheikah technology and everything. But if I had to really choose down to my absolute favorite sword within the game, and I'm not including the Master Sword because I feel like that'd be everybody's favorite sword, it would have to be not a DLC weapon actually, but an amiibo weapon, and that is through the Ganondorf amiibo, with it being the Sword of the Six Sages. The Sword of the Six Sages is the weapon Ganondorf used in Twilight Princess. He literally took it from one of the Six Sages. If you play Twilight Princess, you would know during his execution it all went wrong. He got his hands on the sword and he used it in the final battle of Twilight Princess. And being able to hold such an epic sword like that in the game, and just the way it looks all together, makes it my absolute favorite sword within the game. I still want to make like my top 5 or top 10 favorite weapons, shields, swords within Breath of the Wild. Hopefully that will be coming soon, but yeah, now you guys know which one's my favorite in terms of bow and sword, but I'm not going to give out my favorite shield. That's for you to figure out, even though we all know what it is. It's everyone's favorite. Anyways, the next question. The next question comes from Charizard, and it's pretty similar to the previous one. What is your favorite Breath of the Wild accessory? I would have to say the diamond circlet. If you're specifically talking about like accessories you could put on, I don't know if that's what you mean, but if it is, the diamond circlet is something I wore in my LP as well. It made Link look very royal, like a prince, and overall it was just kind of a cool thing to have because it has such amazing defense. It gives you guardian resistant, and it just kind of matches with every outfit because just, you know, the little circlet you put on. So if that's specifically your question, that is specifically my answer to it. The next question comes from Nikki, and it asks, who talked you into putting Smurf blood in your hair? So I'm assuming this is an older question to when my hair was blue, and you may actually kind of notice that there's still a little blue in it. I did re-bleach the roots and the side back to blonde, but yeah, I'm done with blue. I honestly only did that not because of Smurfs per se, but I guess because of, you know, it's the color of Hyrule. You can notice right here, you know, the color of my hoodie. This is actually a Zelda hoodie, believe it or not, but yeah, just overall in Breath of the Wild, if you were to tell me what represents Hyrule color-wise, I mean, I feel like anyone would say blue. So I kind of did it for that reason. I just wanted to try out blue and represent Hyrule with my hair. I'll be honest, I did not like it. I don't really like coloring my hair in non-human colors, so I'm gonna stay away from that. I think I'm gonna stay Super Saiyan with blonde, but not really gonna go to red or blue or any other kind of crazy colors. And especially with how long it takes to wash out, as you may have noticed, still don't have it fully back, especially the top, because I gotta wait for the blue to completely wash out. It's been taking quite a while. Not a fan of the look, to be honest, but yeah, hopefully that answers your question. The next question comes from Link, the Hero of Wild, and it asks, when did you decide to start making YouTube videos? I decided way back when I was 15, in 2010. The end of 2009 is when I actually created my YouTube channel, and in 2010 I was hoping to make YouTube videos, but I didn't really make any because I was mainly watching them, getting inspiration, commenting, this and that, and I was really young. Like I said, I was 15 when I first created my channel, but as time went on, I want to say within 2011 and 12, I really got the passion for wanting to do my own Let's Plays. And the reason why is because I would watch channels like Zelda Dungeon, which back then made video walkthroughs, which were essentially Let's Plays, and I remember watching it and seeing the way they'd solve things. I'd be like, man, I want people to see the way I solve things. I want to explain the way I did it. I want to like share my experience, because I felt like, you know, my knowledge would be fun to share around. I'll be honest, when I first made my channel, I kind of want to share my knowledge of games. It was more so to do walkthroughs. Like if you watch my earlier Let's Plays, they're a lot more calm and less personality based. It's more so what's going on with the game, because I thought that was what was entertaining, you know, just, you know, walkthroughing people through the game, if that makes sense. Walkthroughing? I don't even know if that's a word, but yeah, helping people through the game was what I wanted to do, and it's something I just really found fun. Till today, I love doing it. Like when people play Dark Souls or any other game they haven't played before, and I'm watching, I like to give them little tips. I don't like to spoil it. That's something I never want to do. I don't want to spoil someone's experience, but I like to share the experience, and that's why I do Let's Plays and pretend and play dumb with the story. A lot of people get mad when I do that, but I just feel like it's so fun to experience the game together, especially if it's someone's first time, and it's such an honor for people to choose to play it with me / watch it with me, you know, certain games. So yeah, altogether, I just think I like, you know, I love games, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with people. That Let's Plays is like the perfect outlet for all of that. As a whole. So yeah, I want to Let's Play before Let's Plays were a thing, I'll be honest, and that's why I've got into Let's Playing as a whole. But hopefully we'll branch out into more videos when the time comes. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. The next question comes from Fierce Diddy Mahesh, and it asks, could you give some tips for making better theory videos for Zelda tubers like me and some others? There's just something about watching your videos that make it stand out and make it fascinating to watch. Well, thank you so much, Fierce Diddy Mahesh. I appreciate the compliment. In terms of answering that, now I don't really make too many theory videos. I want to make more, but in terms of the ones I have out now, I would say only make a theory video on something you truly believe and you want to theorize about. The reason and the thing I like mostly about making theory videos is the discussion that comes after it. So let's say I were to make a theory video and I truly believe it, it's always fun to see what other people think and the conversation that can be added upon it. If you're just making some outlandish theory that no one will be able to agree or grasp, the theory kind of falls off. So if you feel like you have something that's really worth discussing, that you want to bring light to, that you feel like would make an interesting topic, then go for it, and I'm sure people will enjoy. At least I would. So that's just kind of speaking from personal preference, but hopefully that answers your question in some way, and good luck with your Zelda related videos. Something I always enjoy seeing more people create Zelda videos, and just altogether the community growing bigger with theories and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I appreciate the question, the compliment, and yeah, good luck. The next question comes from Casey, and it asks, what's your favorite and least favorite Zelda boss? Not specific to any one game, and why? Now I actually made, and this is kind of like a shameless plug sorta, but I made a video with Dr. Wiley, I want to say several months ago, maybe longer, I can't even remember anymore, but we made a video talking about the top 10 worst bosses or most hated bosses in the Legend of Zelda series. I suggest you watch that if you want a more in-depth video on my opinions and his. But to kind of answer it, and I'm only going to answer one of the bosses, but it's also going to spoil the video for the final one, but I guess you'll enjoy the other 9, so who cares. The number 1 most hated boss for me is the Imprisoned. I don't like the Imprisoned. I hate the way it fights. I hate the way it plays. I hate the fact you have to fight it 3 times. I hate the way it looks. Everything about the Imprisoned just seems uncreative, annoying, and just a time waster to me. So yeah, the Imprisoned is hands down, without a doubt, my absolute worst boss, the most hated boss I have within the series, and I'm hoping that will never change. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't somehow top a boss worse than that. So yeah. The next question comes from Zelda Gamer Girl, and it asks, I was wondering why my Shrine Quest says 28 out of 42 after completing all 120 of them via the Let's Play I watched. I watched all 83 videos and sometimes twice. Well, thank you so much, Zelda Gamer Girl, for that, you know, watching my videos and all of that. And the reason why you might not have all of your shrine quests complete, maybe you didn't follow exactly how I did it in the LP, or did I? Maybe I didn't do all the shrine quests, because I do remember, like, having to complete 1 or 2 on stream just to kind of fulfill it. But don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with the shrine per se. It's just if you have a shrine quest, which is like an NPC saying, oh, look at that shrine, I wonder what it is, then the shrine quest appears. So if you go speak to that NPC after completing the shrine or finding it, then the shrine quest is complete. Or the shrine quest is complete the second you find the shrine itself. You just need to speak to a specific NPC that would give you the shrine quest. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Just look for the NPC that might have the shrine quest held from you. I think you can see the location of where the quest would be, even if it's all question marked out. Try it out, but yeah, hopefully that answers that. The next question comes from Meme Wizard, and it asks, when will you ever play Persona? I'm hopefully going to play Persona 5 later this year during a live stream. Like I said, there's so many games I want to live stream, and I'm going to be getting to them soon. Once I do get to them, Persona 5 is on the list. We're going to play through that entire game from start to finish together, because I really enjoy the game as it is, so I think it'd be super fun to play it with you guys. So look forward to that Let's Play, or to that live stream Let's Play in the future. The next question comes from Jack, and it asks, can you collab with another YouTuber and play a multiplayer Let's Play? For example, Super Mario 3D Land, where 4 players could play at the same time. Now, funny thing, Jack, I actually did do that exact Let's Play with 4 people, or I guess 3 people, including myself making it 4. But, yeah, I've Let's Played Super Mario 3D World. I think it says land, I just realized in the question, but I'm pretty sure you mean world. I did that with 3 of my friends at the time, way back. I'm trying to remember how long ago that Let's Play was, but if you're really interested, I suggest checking out. I feel like it still holds up. Like, the whole Let's Play is just us laughing our asses off because we just found everything funny. I don't know why, but yes, if you are interested in checking out the multiplayer LP of Super Mario 3D World, you should go ahead and search it or check my playlists. Another LP that I sadly haven't finished, but if you want to see me play with multiple people, is Four Swords Adventures with you know, some of my other YouTube friends, but sadly that is incomplete, and I hope to one day either complete it or to redo it and completely finish it with, you know, 3 other friends, because I feel like that game needs to have, you know, 3 people with me to complete it. I don't want to do a solo playthrough of Four Swords Adventures. That's too boring, you know, so hopefully we'll look into that sometime in the future. But as of now, you do have a bunch of other videos with me and friends playing, so check them out if you haven't. The next question comes from Conquer205, and it asks, would you ever do a Dark Souls 3 Let's Play? I would love to watch you play it. Now, I've been wanting to LP Dark Souls for a really long time. I thought it'd be a good introduction with it coming out on the Switch to LP Dark Souls 1, maybe transition into 2 and then do 3, that way I actually complete the trilogy on my channel. But with Dark Souls 3 being delayed, or Dark Souls 1 being delayed on the Switch, and the remaster not being that good to begin with, and it's most likely going to run like crap on the Switch altogether with the fact of it being delayed, I'm having little hopes of wanting to LP the Switch version. So what I'm thinking of doing instead is maybe during my live stream series of Let's Plays, I'll do the whole trilogy of Dark Souls, or maybe all the Souls games with all of the Soulsborne games. So I'll do from Demon Souls to Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and then I'll do Bloodborne after. That'd be super fun. I don't know how many people would want to watch that, but I would love to marathon every game in a row in live streams. So if that's something you would want to see, look forward to it, hopefully in the future. But I don't know if we're going to jump straight into that. I think when we do start live streaming games, we're going to be doing some Nintendo games and some fantasy games with Persona and stuff, and slowly we'll move to the dark fantasy of Dark Souls, but I don't plan on doing that immediately when I start live streaming, but hopefully we will, because I play those games all the time, and I love them to death, and it'd be awesome to play them with you guys, or just to kind of share my experience with you guys. So yeah. The next question comes from Ducky, and it asks, will you ever play any Kingdom Hearts? P.S. I love your Roxas and Aqua figurines, which I guess you could somewhat see there, or maybe not so much because my Wii U is covering it. But yes, I do plan on playing Kingdom Hearts. I actually I didn't Let's Play, but I did like 10 parts of the original Kingdom Hearts 1 as a Let's Play. Sadly, that was canceled, and the only reason why I canceled that is because recording with the PS3 was unreal back then. Like, it would just keep cutting out to black, and when it do that during cutscenes, it'd ruin the entire recording. There was no coming back after that, and it would randomly just do it when recording. So thankfully, it's finally on the PS4. I shouldn't have any issues recording it with my capture card, but I don't know if I want to really start that anytime soon, because we just have so many games to get through. And if I were to play any Kingdom Hearts, I think I would live stream 1, 2, maybe some of the others, because I own them all on PS4, like the remakes of all of them, how they re-released everyone, and the cutscenes of like the DS games and such. But yeah, I want to play them all before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. I think it'd be cool to live stream though, just because live streaming is just so much more faster pace. Like, we beat Super Mario Odyssey within 5 days. If I were to Let's Play it, it'd be like 20 parts in 20 days. So yeah, doing just nice long streams of games sounds a lot more fun, and we can easily get through them. I hope you guys are just looking forward to that concept as a whole, but yeah, hopefully that answers the question. The next question comes from Fight DS Fight, and it asks, will you ever make a Zelda timeline? Please do make one. I would really enjoy that. Now, yes, I would love to make a Zelda timeline video. I actually told myself I wasn't going to make one until we knew where Breath of the Wild stood in the timeline, but since we now know it's just overall in the end of the timeline, I think I can just make an overall Zelda timeline video and then vaguely put it on the bottom without connecting it, because it seems like all the timelines merge into that one timeline. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. It'd be a big and ambitious project to do. And there are already great videos of it on the internet. Maybe not updated ones with the few new Zelda games that have come out, but yes, that's something I would love to do, and I hope to one day do it. It just, I feel like it would be a really big video to make. So yes, one day I will hopefully get to it, and hopefully you guys will really enjoy it, and it will be worth that wait. The next question comes from Alec the Bamf, and it asks, what are your top 3 favorite Zelda Let's Plays that you have done that aren't super recent, excluding Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass? So, my favorite 3 Zelda games that aren't super recent, I would have to say, that'd be a tough one, because I probably can't even choose one, let alone 3, but if I had to choose one that was pretty long ago, it'd have to be like Majora's Mask 3D. I remember I had just LP'd Majora's Mask, the original, like 2 months before the 3D one came out, so I just hopped into the 3D one, just 100%ing it with literally no practice whatsoever. I just would play it non-stop, just recording myself playing it, because I knew the game inside and out. It was super fresh in my head, so it was so fun to do, because I was just experiencing the game for the very first time in 3D, with the 3D graphics, and it was so beautiful and awesome. Outside of that, I would have to say maybe A Link Between Worlds, my first version of the LP, because it was my first time playing through the game. And then for my third Zelda game, honestly I can't think of one that wouldn't be super recent, because like TPHD was so fun to me, but I don't know if that's considered recent. It's been 2 years now, so maybe not, I don't know. So I guess TPHD would be my final answer for my third favorite recent Zelda LP that I've done. The next question comes from Ocarina of Tom, and it asks, do you think Nintendo should remaster Skyward Sword and bundle it with TPHD and Wind Waker HD with it? Hell yes, I would absolutely love that. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I think if Nintendo re-released TPHD, Wind Waker HD as their own Switch versions, so many people would get that, because it's going to be on the Switch. The Wii U failed, according to Nintendo, so why not port those really good games that you managed to put on the Wii U to your successful console that pretty much has a lot of games that were on the Wii U already? Like, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, we got the Bayonetta 1 and 2 that were literally onto the Switch. Bayonetta 2 was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive. So, like, yeah, I don't understand why Nintendo doesn't port, like, at least Zelda in terms of TP HD and Wind Waker HD. Like, I understand maybe Skyward Sword because they'd have to remake it and then have it compatible with the Wiimote and Nunchuck, but why not at least the games that were already ported to HD onto the Wii U? Why can't they be moved to the Switch? I would freaking love that, and I don't know why Nintendo hasn't done that. I can understand not doing it for the first year of the Switch to really sell their main new games onto the Switch, have people not buy older games, especially if, let's say, you were choosing between Breath of the Wild or TP HD and you got TP HD, you would never experience Breath of the Wild on the Switch. So yeah, now it's long and gone, so why not add those games on the eShop or physical release or anything? I would take it. But yes, TP HD, Wind Waker HD, or Skyward Sword, any of them on the Switch is a huge win for me. Even just one of them, I'll take it. So please, Nintendo, please. The next question comes from Immortal, and it asks, do you really like The Legend of Zelda? Honestly, now that you ask, no. The next question comes from Kameya, and it asks, so you recently mentioned on your previous live stream that you're watching Supernatural. My question is, who's your favorite brother and why? So I would have to say out of Sam and Dean, because I feel like if you ask anyone who watches Supernatural, they usually tell you who they like more out of Sam or Dean. And there's always conflicting answers, especially with my actual brothers. They all have different answers because we all kind of watch Supernatural. In my opinion, I would have to say Sam. I relate to Sam way more than Dean, especially in one of the seasons that no one could really relate to him, but I want to say season 5 or 6, he becomes a complete badass, which completely made me, like Sam way more than Dean. But on top of it, it's just mainly the fact that I always felt like I can relate to Sam more than Dean, because I've had an older brother who kind of reminded me of Dean, and I felt like, I just kind of related to Sam when they always had issues between each other. It reminded me of literally me and my older brother. So yeah, I'd have to say Sam is definitely my favorite character within the series, and literally what cements it was, I can't remember which season, if it's season 5 or 6 or whatever, but yeah, that season just makes Sam a total badass. If you watch the show, you should know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't want to spoil it though. The next question comes from Keisha, and it asks, when are you going to do a top 10 or top 5 blades for Xenoblade Chronicles 2? This is something I actually mentioned I would do in, I believe, one of the early Xenoblade Chronicles live streams, because I had been collecting all the blades on a separate file, and I already had, my favorite ones in order, and I said I was gonna, do a video like that. And I really want to do that, and I feel like it'd be a lot of fun to do, but I feel like I at least owe you guys to finish the LP first. That way people who don't own the game and were watching it with me can also watch that top 10, because they have, played through the game with me at least in the Let's Play. So the least I can do is first finish the LP and then do theories, top 10s, and all of this that I want to do on the Xenoblade Chronicles universe, because there's so much cool things, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more into that later in this video. But yes, I am hyped for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and just coming back to it. The next and final question comes from Meme Wizard, and it asks, do you play any instruments? The answer is no. I tried learning how to play the ocarina, and I believe I played it in a video for just messing around, and it did not sound good whatsoever. But I was trying to learn it, and maybe one day I will learn how to play the ocarina, but I'll be honest, I don't really play instruments or have ever been into playing any instruments, so yeah. But alright, so that does it for the Q&A portion of the video. Now for the last portion of this video, I want to talk about E3 that happened well over 2 weeks ago now, because I've been so bad with videos that I couldn't make an E3 roundup video. I couldn't really make more videos outside of literally the live stream reaction to the Nintendo Direct and the Super Smash Bros. Thing. So I didn't have much in terms to say about E3. What's funny is I actually had a ticket, Airbnb, I had everything paid for to go to E3, but I ended up not going just because I kind of wanted to make videos, but then I didn't know what to make. for so long, and I ended up just wasting time. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I'm back to making videos, but to kind of just put things in perspective, I had a lot planned for E3 and I just ended up not doing it, so I'm kind of upset about that, but hey, we'll make up for it. And let's start off with talking about what I enjoyed so much at E3. Now, to start off, I absolutely love Nintendo's Direct. Like, a lot of people thought it was kind of weak, because if you're not into Super Smash Bros., I completely get it. Like, you know, the Direct was mainly just Super Smash Bros. Yeah, there was the Mario Tennis. Did they show that? I don't know. They showed some other stuff that seemed a little interesting, but the main thing was Super Smash Bros. And for a lot of people, it was absolutely amazing to see, you know, every character going to be in the Smash Bros. Game. It looking slightly better than the Wii U version, even though in my eyes it kind of looks the same, if not worse. And yeah, aside from that, just, you know, everyone's back, all the new Zelda changes, the Breath of the Wild changes, things to be excited for. I'll be honest though, what kind of got me a little more excited than that, and what I was most excited for, I feel like a lot of people forgot about it, was Xenoblade. And that was the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC of the Golden Country. That DLC that's coming out later this year is going to be essentially its own game. It's going to be like the prequel to Xenoblade. The War of the Aegis War, for those who have been watching Xenoblade or played Xenoblade 2, you know, like watching Xenoblade 2 with me, you know, as we've been playing it in the Let's Play, which we'll hopefully come back to. But anyways, as I'm saying, yeah, there has been a war that the game implies on, pretty much the giant war that happened 500 years ago, and it was hugely devastating to the world. And yeah, they really go in depth, and to me it was such nice lore to add to the game. And then all of a sudden, the upcoming DLC expansion pass is for that time. Like, we're going to be able to play through those events in that time way back 500 years ago within the game. And yeah, I got so excited. Immediately, the second I saw the way it looked, I'm like, this is it. And then obviously Nintendo is selling their own specific cartridges for it and boxes for just the DLC. So clearly this DLC might be action-packed. They're trying to release it as its own game, sort of like an expansion to the game. So I'm beyond hyped for that. And I'm hoping, hopefully we'll have Xenoblade Chronicles 2 completed so we can do the DLC on release. And speaking of Xenoblade, Shulk has also been added into the game. Shulk is literally a blade. I can have the Monado's power with me at all times, playing as Rex with Shulk by my side. What? Like, that has also been added, and they showed that during the treehouse. That's also been already in the game. I've already messed around with it. I've been running around with the Monado with Rex. It's been so awesome. There are challenges, this and that we can do. Don't worry, I did it on my other file, so we're going to be doing all of that in my main file soon. I might actually end up doing a quick Shulk video, like an episode of Xenoblade, just to kind of showcase Shulk and Fiora being in the game. It's such a cool way to transition to eventually, hopefully, do Xenoblade 1. I'll be honest, I like Xenoblade 1 more than Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 is awesome and everything, but Xenoblade 1 was just such an amazing and crazy adventure for me when I first played it that I really want to let's play it for you guys. So we're going to finish Xenoblade 2, do all its DLC, and hopefully get to Xenoblade 1 and play through it, because I just love the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise, and I really want to get more into it, kind of like how I've expanded the Zelda franchise on my channel. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But outside of the Nintendo stuff, you know, Nintendo is actually kind of weak this year for people who don't play only Nintendo games, and I happen to be one of them. As much as I love Smash and Xenoblade, honestly, I was more blown away by, I want to say, like, literally the first conference of the year, which was Microsoft. Microsoft is known for the worst conferences, for just unentertaining things, for having the worst exclusives, for all of that crap. But I'm not gonna lie, Microsoft this year was really entertaining, was really awesome. They had so many new releases, so many new trailers, so many things revealed done, that all the hype, I feel like, was during the Microsoft convention, or their E3 presentation. And yeah, from games, I do want to mention FromSoft showcased their upcoming game that I'm assuming is going to have to now come out on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and I believe PC, obviously not Switch. Sadly, no cool game we're gonna want is gonna be coming out on the Switch that isn't Nintendo or a stinking indie game, because that's all that people can make on the Switch, because the Switch is not the best of consoles. But hey, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on it. My point is, sadly, we're not going to be getting all of these cool games onto the Switch. And one of them is by FromSoft. They showcased their upcoming game Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I think I watched that trailer with you guys during my live stream of the Nintendo Direct. I kind of was just showing you guys all the things I was already hyped for before the Nintendo Direct, and that was hands down one of them. It was such an amazing trailer, such an amazing concept. I can't wait to get a continuation of the Soulsborne series from Miyazaki and FromSoft all together. So super hyped for Sekiro Shadow Dies Twice. I might LP it on release. It's such a dark and crazy looking game that I feel like I'm gonna have to kind of ease into it before then, but we'll see, because it comes out early next year. So really excited. I think it comes out early next year. I don't know if they actually give it a release date. Either way, it's gonna come out hopefully soon, and it's gonna be so amazing. So yeah, aside from that, also an Xbox exclusive that's going to be coming out. Luckily, it will be on their PC, so don't worry. You don't have to actually own an Xbox, because it's Microsoft, so they have the Microsoft Store on Windows. So if you have a Windows, you're good. You'll be able to buy any and every single game that is on the Xbox One. So it doesn't feel like an Xbox One exclusive. And that Xbox One exclusive that I'm talking about is Tunic. Tunic is this upcoming Zelda-like game. It has a top-down perspective, kind of similar to A Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds, with this little fox-like thing in a green tunic, kind of like, it's definitely a hint to Zelda. All of this that we see in the game is definitely inspired by Zelda. I've seen the behind the scenes, and it definitely seems like the creators behind this have been taking mad inspiration from the Zelda series. So it's so cool to see this game put together, and this is a game I'm not only doing for Zelda, like, I'm gonna have to Let's Play. I am beyond hyped for this upcoming indie game Tunic, and it looks so beautiful, adorable, and just amazing. The music, everything about it looks so fun. So that's a game I'm super hyped to be playing in the future. Now, aside from Microsoft, because there was just so many interesting and awesome games announced, from Halo Infinity, just so many others that I don't necessarily plan on picking up or playing, but I'm just excited to see them announced, and more of these really awesome series is getting more spotlight. And speaking of, amazing series, is Kingdom Hearts. Like, that has finally been announced to come out in 2019 in early of that year, I believe the end of January, so we're going to be getting it the first month of 2019, which is awesome, because that game has been in production for so long. I feel like that was the main highlight of the Square conference, even though they showed off a Kingdom Hearts trailer during the Microsoft conference, which was a new trailer. So Microsoft kind of stole all the hype from Sony, even the Sony game, it being Square, and Square is like mainly on Sony. But obviously Kingdom Hearts is going to be multi-platform, so it's cool that it's going to be on the Xbox One, even though I'm not getting it on the Xbox One. It's just nice to know that fans are going to be able to play it on. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3. I really hope it delivers on everything. Like, it's been in longer production time than Final Fantasy 15, and some of you guys may know my feelings on that. I love Final Fantasy, but that game did not deliver on its huge hype we had for it. So I really hope Kingdom Hearts 3 delivers. I can only imagine it will. It looks so beautiful that it seems like there's nothing to hate on the game, but we don't know. I don't know what's happening. We'll see, though, in 2019 if this game was worth the 3,000 years it took to develop. But outside of Square Enix, we also had the Bethesda event, which was kind of interesting, seeing Tom Howard make fun of the fact that they ported Skyrim on literally every single console. I didn't really like the skit they had with, Skyrim now on Amazon Alexa, which I'm making sure my Alexa didn't hear me. I don't think it did. But yeah, having Skyrim on Alexa was not really that funny, but just seeing Tom Howard all together mention how, there's so many ports and this and that was funny, because it's just cool to see him finally acknowledge the fact that it's a little excessive with the Skyrim ports. The Switch one was enough. I was literally making a joke on how there might be a 3DS port announced during the Bethesda conference. because of how much they've done it. And sadly, what was also announced, like, don't get me wrong, the Bethesda conference was interesting. We got, some Fallout stuff, and then we got, I was most excited for, the Elder Scrolls 6 reveal. It was such a vague and simple trailer, and you can't really get much from it, but it does look like a very interesting, new page for them. Finally, they're actually making something beyond Skyrim, so I really hope that this is it, but I'm not looking too forward to it, because as a lot of you guys may know, I'm not a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls series. I do have to appreciate the fact that they are open world games in the fantasy setting, with a lot of lore to it, so that's something I appreciate in games. It has just a lot of backstory, a lot of effort, time, and stuff put into it. But my biggest issue with Elder Scrolls games, and they literally showed off a perfect example of how bad the game is altogether when they were showcasing Elder Scrolls Blades, which apparently is another Elder Scrolls title coming out for the mobile, computer, and everything. Like, it's going to be this super game that you can play on every console and with the same file. I'm not looking forward to that game at all, and I'm not looking forward to just generally how Elder Scrolls plays because of the combat. If you saw the gameplay of it, Tom Howard's like literally showing you him playing it on his phone, and it's literally the character just slashing back and forth. The typical really crappy Elder Scrolls gameplay. And after playing a game like Dark Souls, it is so hard to come back to an action RPG like Elder Scrolls that has no action. Like, it's just an RPG. The action is boring, clunky, bad looking, unappealing, and just unfun. And that has always been my biggest issue with Elder Scrolls games. So yeah, just seeing Elder Scrolls Blade, how there's literally no difference between the combat, just kind of made me not look forward to Elder Scrolls 6, because I feel like that game is also gonna have really crappy combat. So seriously, Tom Howard, that's what you need to fix more than having books in your game and lore and just endless content. That's cool and all, but I gotta have fun playing the game too. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks. Hopefully visually it looks beautiful. Hopefully it doesn't have like the same engine and the same style and the same everything as the Fallout and Elder Scrolls games have. Because let's be honest, if you played Elder Scrolls and then you played Fallout, just picture the game in a more realistic setting with the green text on the HUD and everything, and your compass. It's all just lime green, but it's still Skyrim. It literally plays like Skyrim with guns, and that's literally how I've always seen Fallout. It's Skyrim with guns. Please, Bethesda, make something new. Make Elder Scrolls 6 a real game, with real combat, with its own engine that Fallout will never have. I just don't want to see that again. I don't know if they actually share the same engine, but they play so alike that it just sucks so much. So yeah, I saw, it's like I am looking forward to it, but I'm not really looking forward to it, to kind of sum that up. But outside of Bethesda, Microsoft, Sony, I'm trying to think, was there anything else that was kind of big during E3? I can't really think of anything else, but hopefully there will be upcoming games that were announced that we'll be getting into that maybe I didn't mention. I don't really know, but I guess that does it for my E3 roundup discussion sort of thing, and that should do it for the video as a whole. So yeah, I had fun sitting for, a good, well over 30 minutes, just kind of talking to you guys and having a little discussion / update and everything. It's been such a long time since my last video, so I do apologize for the huge delay, but I'm so glad to be back. I hope you guys are excited for the return of the channel and of hopefully consistency for good. And if there isn't consistency, there'll be updates from Twitter to Discord. Overall, I'm just going to come back to the internet, and yeah, we're going to go full on, and I'm really hoping to have a lot of fun with this. So I hope you guys are excited as I am for the return of the channel and for just altogether the consistency I plan on having moving forward. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Epona Express. Stay tuned for the next one. Be sure to leave your questions if you want yours to be answered in the questions below. I made sure to answer older questions for this episode because it was so long since the previous one. I'm going to get to more newer questions in the next one, so don't worry. We're going to start, taking questions from after this video. This is because I want to answer the really old questions that never got a chance to be answered after the previous Epona Express video. So hopefully you guys understand why those questions were so old, but we'll be getting on to new questions in the next one. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and stay tuned tomorrow for another video from me. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!